2025 is going to be wild. One of the key things that we know is that Easter is going to be at the end of April. So you're going to have Good Friday, Easter Monday, Anzac Day, and my birthday all in a 10-day window. Then we know that the federal election must be called by the end of May. So if it's called in May, and ultimately that's going to flow into June, we're actually forecasting some pretty significant turbulence in the April, May, June component of what's going to be happening in 2025. Now more than ever before, you've got to get really clear on your planning as you come to close out 2024. And what I'm getting you to think about is when is going to be your last Saturday in market in December of 2024. Now think about the basics. This is a nice idea. Will you be finishing your open for inspections on the 7th of December, the 14th of December, or the 21st of December? What I'm seeing some of the best agents do is that they're going to be pulling up early with their last major auction campaigns on the 7th of December. They might stick around for a couple of days after to tidy up any loose ends, but they're trying to steer away from actually doing anything on the 14th or the 21st. But the reason why they're going to be doing that is that they're going to be launching a ton of new property on Boxing Day for the first number of open for inspections in January on the 11th of January, then the 18th, the 25th, with the first major auction Saturday being the 1st of February in 2025. Now, the reason why this is such an important component is that if you can get 5 auction Saturdays in February, 4 auction Saturdays in March, you're going to have 9 auction Saturdays in the first quarter of next year. If you don't plan this well, what actually happens for a lot of people is that they're going to be in a position, they kind of stick around through December, they get a bit tired, a bit exhausted, consumers don't want to talk to you, there's not as many new listings, there's not as many photographic appointments. Like, when was the last time you had to remove the Christmas tree from the photo shoot? And then what happens is they're going to come back in late January, or maybe even after Australia Day in Australia or Waitangi Day over in New Zealand. So before you know it, circa the 26th of January, or for example, in New Zealand, the 6th of February, you're then going to be in a position that you're going to be pushing up like there's no tomorrow to try to get listings on for February into March, and it's ultimately going to be a major cluster challenge for you. This is what you've got to start to think about. You've got to go and have a look at the data and the insights. Here are some of the things that I've observed. You get more buyers to open for inspections in January than you do in December. What we also know is that if you go and graph the total number of photo appointments that you do in December versus the number of photographic appointments that you do in, say, any other month of the year, it is a low era for ultimately getting properties ready to market. And in addition to that, if you have a look at your number of market appraisals and listing appointments, I bet you they'll be at almost a record low in December. So what the smart money is doing is saying there's the moment that we get to the Melbourne Cup in the first Tuesday of November, that's actually the psychological turn where we stop listing for 2024 and we start listing for 2025. And this is about changing the psychology about actually holidaying before Christmas, so that ultimately when you come back in early January, then all of a sudden you can get moving, get that momentum, do the open for inspections, get the early auctions, and make the first quarter of January, February, March the most amazing quarter in your business. We actually believe that January, February, March is now the strongest quarter in the calendar for our most successful clients because they've made the decision to get strategic. So 2025 is upon us. What are you doing to make sure that you can plan for an incredible success and be able to get through all of the turbulence of April, May, and June by being very focused in what you do as you close out November into early December for January, February, March campaigns?